All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to Week 10. Week 10 NFL predictions of the 2025 season. We're going to get started with announcers first, and then we're going to dive into Week 10 predictions. So, the international game, Adam Amin and Kurt Warner are going to get the Falcons Colts game instead of it being Rich Eisen. And for the single window on CBS, most of you, I'm assuming 90% of the country, or 85, 80, I don't know. We get the Patriots and the Buccaneers, while some of you are going to get the Jacksonville Houston game. Some of you will get Buffalo Miami, Browns Jets, and then Cardinals Seahawks for the late window. And then for the Fox early window, most of you are expecting to end up with the Giants and Bears, while some of you will get the Ravens and Vikings, and the rest of you will get Saints Panthers. And then for the Fox late window, mainly everybody's getting the Rams and the 49ers, while the rest of you will end up with the Lions and Commanders. So it was supposed to be Lions, Commanders as your main game, but no. Sorry, it was my cat making a skid. But got it. And then the Rams, Niners. It's now America's game of the week instead of Lions, Commanders. Okay, we're gonna get started right away. Last week, I had a solid week. I went 9-5, I believe, um, with losses to the Bears, Bengals, Vikings upsetting the Lions, the Panthers getting a big win on the road, and the Steelers winning, and then the Bills upsetting. So that's about it. And the Cardinals did get the upset over Dallas. So I did get that right, but other than that, we're gonna get started. Starting off with Thursday Night Football between the Las Vegas Raiders and the Denver Broncos, a divisional matchup. I'm not really interested in this game, if I'm going to be honest. I think the Broncos are one of the hotter teams in football right now. I don't think the Raiders have a chance in this one um, at all. The Broncos have just been the better team. I think they're hot. I think they're rolling right now, and I think they're going to continue to roll. Um, they're expected. Everyone's up and active except for Marvin Mims and Pat Surtain. So no Marvin Mims tonight, but everyone else is up and ready to go for Denver, except PJ Locke. He's questionable tonight. And then with the Raiders, I think everyone's basically up and active except for Palamau, and that's it. So somebody's going to have to step up for the Raiders as they just traded Jacoby Myers to Jacksonville. We'll talk about more trades later. But somebody's going to have to step up for the Raiders tonight, but I don't think anyone's going to. I think the Broncos do it at home pretty easily to have the best record in football right now at 8-2 with a win tonight. I have Denver winning 27-10 in this one. Then you get to our Germany game. We have a Germany game between the Atlanta Falcons and the Indianapolis Colts. Falcons are not looking good right now. Half of their all lines bang up, and then the defense, some players are banged up with questionable injuries. Meanwhile, for the Colts, they're coming off a loss to the Steelers. Just had a bad day. I think they got fined. I think they'll be fine. But speaking of trades, Sauce Gardner, the quarterback of the Jets, has been traded to the Colts as he's gonna have to play in London, I believe, or no, internationally again. DeForest Buckner's already been ruled out, but everyone else is pretty much active for the most part. Samson Ebicon, second string, questionable. But yeah, this is going to be really interesting to watch. I think this is probably one of the better international games of the year in general. But I think the Colts are going to do it. I think this is going to be a thrilling game. I think it will be close, but I think the Colts are going to do it at home to get to 8-2 as well, with it being 28-27 and the Falcons suffer another brutal loss to their season. I think the Colts handle business, get a win, and Raheem's seat is heating up. I think he's gone at the end of the year, but we shall see and wait. But as we continue, we have the Giants and Bears as our first Sunday afternoon window game. It's going to be 36, so it's going to be pretty cold in Chicago. Some injuries with the Bears as half of their offense is kind of hurt again with Luther Burden injured. I don't know why you drafted him and you're barely just using him. I really don't know. But Luther Burden is questionable for Sunday. Romo Dunze questionable for Sunday, limited, and then DJ Moore has been limited as well. I think all these guys are going to be fine. Cole Kmet is questionable. He was a full participant, so I'm expecting him to play on Sunday, or unless if you give more snaps to Colston Loveland. I think they may trade one. I think they're going to trade Cole Kmet sooner than later. Colston Loveland had his breakout game. He looks pretty good against the Bengals. And I don't know if they're going to continue to use Loveland or not. We shall see how the season progresses. The defense kind of hurt. And then for the Giants, this season's basically a wash at this point. But I think the Giants are going to come into Chicago. I think this is going to be an upset. I don't know how they're going to do it, but I think the Giants' defense is going to generate pressure on Caleb Williams. And I think the Giants are going to somehow find a way to win this game. With the limited offensive power they have, I think the Giants are going to find a way to win. And I think they're due for a win. I think they will win. I think this is an upset. One of my upsets of the week. The Giants going into Chicago on the road to win 28-23 in a thrilling game. But the Giants get it done easily. I think the Giants are going to have a good game. And I think they're going to shock people in this one. And then you get to the Bills and Dolphins game. I am confident in Buffalo. They're coming off a huge win at Kansas City, or at their home field with Kansas City, and I think they're expected to roll still. I think they're going to win pretty in cruise control, 31-21 in this one. So it should be a fun game, but I'm expecting Buffalo to pretty much beating on them. So yeah, Bills win 31-21. Then we get to the Ravens and Vikings. Now this is going to be tough to predict. Both of these teams need a win. The Ravens are 3-5. Vikings are 4-4. The Ravens are just turning things back on, and then the Vikings are getting things together. Somebody's gonna win this game, and this is gonna be probably my harder ones of the week. I think it's gonna be extremely, really close. I want to take the Vikings to upset, but I think the Ravens are gonna do it, just barely. It's gonna be 24-23 in this one. I think Lamar's going to have a rough day, kind of. I think this is probably going to be Lamar's hardest test of the season so far, as he's going into Minnesota, playing a Brian Flores defense as he struggled in that year 2021. This is the first time that he's playing a Brian Flores defense. Now, this could get real interesting pretty quickly. But we shall see and what happens. But I think the Ravens get it done on the road and survive a thrilling game, 24-23. Then we get to the Browns and Jets. I don't care about this game. This is going to be boring. This is going to be a tank battle. I guess Jets win 14-13. And speaking of the Jets, I want to talk about them for a second. They are on fire sale. They had a fire sale. They are on tank mode now. Breece Hall's there for the rest of the year. He's likely gone after this season. And then you have Garrett Wilson still on, probably going to be your building block. Mason Taylor's a building block. A.D. Mitchell will probably be a part of the building block. Your tackles are probably going to be a part of the building block. But yeah, the Jets are going all in on the tank. And their defense looks absolutely hideous now, just like the Bengals. But we'll see what happens. But I'm expecting a sloppy game for these two teams. But I'm expecting the Jets to do it on the road, or at home, and getting another win to go to 2-7. And I think the Browns will fall to 2-7 as well. This is going to be an ugly game that I have zero care for. And also, Quinnen Williams, like I said, and Sauce Gardner have both been traded out of New York. So the Jets are really going all in on this rebuild, as they got 5 first-round picks now, I believe, over the next 3 year or 2 years. Um, so now they got um, a first round pick for next year, another first round pick in 27, and then from the Quentin Williams trade, they have a first rounder in 2027 and a second rounder in 2026. So now for the Jets stock, they have two first rounders in 2026, two seconds, a fourth, a sixth, and two sevenths. And then for 2027, they have three first rounders, a second, a third, a fourth, a fifth, and two sixths. So we'll see how that goes so far and see if they actually hit on those picks down the line, probably like 5 years from now. We don't know, but we'll see. But Jets, we're gonna talk about today. They're going all in on the tank. They're not gonna win. They're gonna win barely in a very sloppy football game, 14-13. Then you get to the game of the week in New England and Tampa Bay. Now this one is going to be hard to predict. Probably the game of the week you're gonna see. Tampa's favored by 2.5. I know they are a hot team. So is New England. Booty is questionable. I don't know if he'll play. Stevenson and Christian Gonzalez are all questionable. Meanwhile, Tampa Bay side, Bucky Irving questionable. Godwin is questionable, and Reddick's questionable. Now, this is honestly a tough one to predict because I don't know what's gonna happen in this one. Both of these teams are gonna be fun to watch, I would believe. So yeah, and then Bucky Irving has not been he's not practicing, so it's looking like Rashad White's gonna get another game. So I think this is gonna be a shootout. I think this is gonna be a battle of a game for these two teams. I think New England's gonna upset them on the road. Well, technically, I don't think it's an upset, but I think New England will beat the Bucks at home or on the road. I think it's going to be a fun game to watch. I think the Patriots get it done 30-24. Give me 30-24 in the offensive shootout, and the Patriots get another win, and they get to 8-2 on the year. And then you get the New Orleans Saints and the Carolina Panthers. Panthers, I'm proud of you. Great job on beating Green Bay. That was a crazy game. Now, you have all the momentum in the world. Go beat New Orleans dominantly. Don't make it close. Make it dominant. Don't fall for the trap. They are one of the worst teams in football. Go do your job. Do not be scared of them. Take them seriously. Panthers win 27-15. If we're going to win this game, Bryce Young, you need to step up. Rico Dowdle will have a day as well. But Bryce Young, I think he needs to step up because he needs to show that he can be capable. Dowdle's questionable. I'm expecting him to play. I'm expecting Derek Brown to play as well. He's questionable. And I believe Dowdle is well questionable. But other than that, everyone's up and active. I think the Panthers are going to win at home 27-15 to get their sixth win of the year. Then you get the Jaguars and Texans. This one, I don't know what's going to happen. CJ Stroud's already been ruled out, and the Jaguars' offense has been inconsistent. So I think this is going to be a boring, low-scoring game, but I think Jacksonville is going to get it done on the road to get their sixth win of the year. I think they win in a very sloppy football game, 20-13. This could be way less scoring like last week, but because CJ Stroud's not playing, the Texans' offense is not going to do anything. I'm not confident that the Texans' offense will do anything, but the Jacksonville offense should be fine. I think this is going to be a defensive game. Both defenses are going to have to come into play. Houston's is absolutely elite, but the offense has been inconsistent, and I think they will continue to be inconsistent. Meanwhile, for Jacksonville, they've been inconsistent as well, but I think they'll be fine. Jacksonville wins, gets 6-3. They win 20-13. And then you get the late afternoon game, starting with the Cardinals Seahawks. So Kyler Murray, after this season, he could be very much done with Arizona, and Arizona could be in rebuild mode again. But I don't know what's going to happen with this one, but I think the Seahawks are going to be in control in this one, 34-18. But now that got me thinking, next year Arizona can be in rebuild mode as well because Kyler's likely gone and Arizona's season's likely over, and they could clean house. Meanwhile, Seattle side, they're the hottest team in football and they're going all in this year. So we shall see what happens, but Seahawks are on a roll, and I expect them to continue to be on a roll. Give me Seattle 34-18 in this one. Although it was great that they came on the road to beat Dallas, they're not beating Seattle. Then you get to America's Game of the Week, the Rams and 49ers. The last time these two teams faced, Niners got it done on the road in overtime. Now, this is going to be a good game between these two teams. This is going to be a heavyweight matchup. I think this is going to be an offensive. I think both sides of the ball, offense, defense, are going to make plays for this game. But I have the Rams coming up top. I think both of these teams are going to split one this year. I think the Rams will learn Shanahan and get him locked up to win 27-24. I think this is going to be a good game for these two teams. Keep your eyes on it. I think the Rams Niners is going to be a fun game to watch. Rams handle business on the road to get to 7-2, and the Niners drop a tough one. Then you get the Lions and the Commanders. I'm expecting the Lions to cruise control on Washington as Washington's season's over. They're dealing with injuries like left and right. Luke McCaffrey out for the season. Terry McLaurin's questionable. Noah Brown's done. Jaden Daniels is going to be out for an extended period of time. I'm not expecting him to come back this year. Dorrance Armstrong. But yeah, Washington and Lattimore's out for the season. So that's not fun for Washington. As Washington's season's over, they're just tanking. I think they just rebuild for the rest of the year. He's going to be out for a while, but you just let Daniels rest for the rest of the year and let him recover going into next year. Lions should win. They should bounce back. This game's meaningless, but not for the Lions. I think the Commanders are just in rebuild, or just in reset mode for the year. Then you get the Steelers-Chargers. Chargers win at home. This should be a good game. Give me 27-24. Not 23. And then the last game, Monday Night Football, this should be an elite game. Green Bay and Philly. I think Green Bay upsets. I think Green Bay's favored. But I think Green Bay survives. They'll get another win. I think this is going to be a fun matchup to watch. But I think the Eagles are going to drop one. I think the Eagles fall short. I think the Packers are going to bounce back and learn from their mistake. And they will win this game to go to 6-2-1 and make sure they bounce back. I think the Packers will bounce back and beat the Eagles on Monday Night Football. Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Enjoy the games on Monday, tonight, Sunday, wherever. And keep pounding, and I will see you guys next week.